Hello, welcome back to Corey's Corner. This episode of E-commerce on Rails is brought to you in part by thoughtsandfitness.com. For only $7 a month, you can have access to workout plans, nutritional guidelines, and a whole lot more. Be sure to check out thoughtsandfitness.com. And in this episode, we are going to be building a dynamic form with Ruby on Rails. What do I mean by a dynamic form? Well, a dynamic form is a form that will change with JavaScript. So we're going to be building the daily workouts controller. This is only the daily workouts are only available to Thoughts and Fitness Premium members. But if you're not a YouTube learner, I have already written a Medium piece on this. Just search up dynamic forms with simple form, JavaScript, and Tailwind CSS. I have the whole blog post written out right now, and I'm using it as my show notes. Be sure to look at my Medium. I have a whole lot of good stuff on there, not only about Rails and Ruby, but about Flutter as well. But before we get into building this form and working with simple form and all that good stuff, I made a few changes to this because I made some mistakes in the last video. So inside of your image tag with the lion photo, you need to make sure it looks like this. So it should be these class applications right here. And actually, I forgot to style a div element. So you need to add this div element right here. I'm not going to read out the whole thing for you. But inside of that div element should be the main element. And if you see, if we start the server up right now, everything will look nice. And boom. So it looks good. And I did change the photo. So that was my fault in the last video. Sorry, guys. But anyway, we're going to get to building this dynamic form. Let me shut down the server. Actually, I'll leave the server running. Actually, no, we'll shut it down. We'll save some computer battery. But this is... So we need to go to our gem file, and we need to add a couple gems right now. Scroll down. We go to our gem file. We're going to add gem, simple form. So this is a gem that makes, forms simpler. And it is by the same guy that does Devise Heart Combo. So shout out him. He's very productive. And we're going to add simple form tailwind. And this will just automatically style our forms for us. It's a real Rails way of doing things. So we can focus not on the front end, but more on the complex aspects of our application. And to install these, I'm just going to run bundle. And while we wait to do that, we actually have some additional steps. So I'm over at the simple form GitHub page, and we need to run this command, Rails generate simple form install. So just do this. I will run that. Not sure why this is highlighted. We don't have any problems right here. Let me shrink this a little bit. Okay, so we get all these files right here. So it actually overrides a template, and it gives us a new template. We're going to go on to templates, I think, in the next installation of our series. I'm not going to talk about too much of them now because they are pretty complex. But anyway, let's style our simple forms. So we just need to run Rails G simple form tailwind install. So just search up the gem, come to its GitHub page, and you'll get those. You can read more about those on their own pages if you would like. And we'll run that command. You see we got this file made. And it basically just applies styling to us, and we can edit this styling if we would like. But I'm just going to leave it as is. So now we need to create two models. So we're doing a sort of a daily workout plan. Let me explain the context. We're doing a daily workout plan. So we're going to have, a daily workout. It's going to have a series of lifts. Each lift is going to have the number of sets, the number of reps, and every lift is going to belong to a daily workout. So we have two models, our daily workout and our lift. We're only going to have one form for these models, which is the tricky part, and that form needs to be dynamic. So we need to add a variable number of lifts to each daily workout. You'll see what I mean in a sec. So we're just going to generate two models right now. So we're going to run Rails G model daily workout. Oh, we're actually going to have a string called focus. So, like leg day or like explosive upper body, And then we're going to have lift, and that is going to be references. Press enter right now. So don't run Rails DB migrate yet because we need to create our lift. So we're going to run Rails G model lift. Each lift is going to have a name, so like squat, bench, whatever. It's going to have a number of sets, integer, and it's going to have a number of reps, integer. And then it is going to belong to a daily workout. So if we open up our lifts migration, we get this, we get this. And then we can open up our models. Our daily workout belongs to a lift. That might be backwards. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, I believe that is backwards. It should look like this. I might just write these migrations by hand. I'm sorry. So let me do this. I'm actually going to delete these. So Rails D model. No, we will just change the migrations. So our daily workout, it needs to have this. It has many lifts. Has many lifts. And then it accepts nested attributes for lifts. And then our lift needs to belong to a daily workout. And let me just double check the migrations right now. I don't want to completely redo the command since we're already halfway there. So just give me a second while I look through my show notes. Need to come to come on, where's the database? So our lift should look like this. We have its name, its sets, its reps, and it should be this. So I messed up the references command, I apologize. It should be t.references daily workout null false foreign key true index true. My dog is whining outside. Sorry, I thought I left the door open. Now our daily workout should look like this. We have our string focus. I'm sorry, I'm just looking through this. Yeah, I think it's just we need our string focus. We don't need all this. So I did that backwards. Okay, and then we should be ready to run migrate. So Rails DB migrate. That also means I need to fix my blog post, unfortunately. All right, great. So we have our migrations all set. Our next step is to generate our controller. But first, let me explain what the accepts nested attributes for. So obviously we don't want we don't want to have to keep creating lifts. We're going to create a daily workout, and we're just going to want to dynamically add lifts, and that's what this accepted nested attributes for helper. So it allows us to save associated records through the parent. So our association is lift, our parent is the daily workout. So when we create a parent, we can also create the child, which is lifts, and with JavaScript, we can make this dynamic to accept a bunch of lifts. So let us build our controller. So we're going to do Rails G controller daily workouts. And right now we are only going to have the new and create actions. Oops. Let me just X out of this terminal. So Rails G controller daily workouts. Just do new. We'll add create manually because I know create is going to give us a template we don't need. So we come over to our controller, def new, def create. We come over to our routes. We should have resources, daily workouts only, %I, new create. So the resources gives us all the CRUD actions, but we only want the new and create. And the %I just says it's just a list of symbols. Boom, boom, boom. Now we're going to create our new action first. So we're going to do at daily workout equals daily workout.new. And then we're going to need to build some lifts. So at daily workout.lifts.build. So the build helper, I would definitely read up on that, but that is for creating, it's a helper for creating associated models, basically. I believe we used it in the last tutorial when we were building the blog for the comments for the blog. In our create action, we're actually going to skip the create action right now, and we're going to create our daily workout params. So def daily workout params.require daily workout. And we're going to permit focus, and then our lifts attributes. So this will be for our lifts model, and that will be a list of symbols. It'll be the name, the sets, and the reps for each lift. Now onto our create action. So at daily workout, equals daily workout dot create. We pass in our daily workout params, which will be given in the body of our post request. So if at daily workout dot save, we want to flash success equals a new daily workout was created. We got to style this before I forget. Hopefully I don't. And we're going to redirect to root path. Else, we're going to render new. Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, let us create our flash really quick because I don't think we've done that. So we want to come into our application.html.erb. We come over here. Boom, boom, boom. So our flash is going to be displayed under our nav bar. So we're going to have %flash.each do message type, which we're actually not going to use, and then the message, and then we're going to end. So it's just going to be div class bg-green 500 div class equals max dash w dash 7xl. So we want it to span the whole screen, and we want it to be centered with the MX auto class. Give it a vertical padding of 3, horizontal padding of 3. So actually we can just do this p-3, and we can do sm. Oh no, that's not the same. I'm sorry. py-3, px-3, and we're gonna do sm px-6, and lg px-8, lg px-8. I completely forgot about this, so I'm a little underprepared. So the flash is just a helper that if we want to send a message after a request to the screen, we can use our flash. That is what the flash is for. Totally forgot about it. And while I'm at that, let me shut that. So we can do div class flex. So we just apply the CSS flex property to this div element. We're going to give it item center, which you know what that does. Justify between flex dash wrap, and one more div. We're going to give it a class of w dash 0 flex dash 1 flex item center, and in here we're going to have a p, which can be a class ml dash 3 font dash medium text dash white truncate. Boom, boom, boom. So the truncate class, if the text is too long, it'll cut it off and it will add some space at the end. And then inside of this, we are just going to render our message like so. All right, so I was completely unprepared for that flash, but now we are going to come over to our daily workouts view. We're going to go to the new page, and we're going to start working with simple form. So let me come over here. This video is getting long. Alrighty. So we're going to do div class h-full. So the height is just going to be the full. the full height of the page. We're going to do another container. Div class flex mt-10. So margin is the spacing from the top, spacing outside of the box. I told myself I wasn't going to explain what these classes do just for brevity, but I just can't help myself. We want it to be full, so w full, max w xs. I actually don't know what that class does. No shame in that. I probably just copied this from somewhere else, which is what good developers do in my opinion. You don't need to know everything, you just need to know enough. So bg-white, we're going to do shadow -md rounded px-8, we're going to do pt-6, db-8, then mb-4. And now the moment that you have all been waiting for, we're going to create the simple form. So let me open up the simple form. GitHub. So if you want the official instructions, you can come over here. I don't know who this heart combo guy is, but I'd like to have him on my podcast. Usage. So just look how simple this is. So you just do f.input and then the key of what you need, and you can have labels. stuff like that. You can pass in different errors, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to cover errors or testing in this series, I don't believe, but I'll probably change my mind, so don't hold me. So we're going to do simple form for, and we pass in our model, which is at daily workout, do F. So it's looking a lot like a normal form so far. We just need to end that. So we pass in a block. We're just going to do percent equals F dot input. It's going to be our focus. And then we need to pass in input HTML to give this some styling. So it will have a class of focus ring. Oops. Actually, what we can do here is what we did in the nav bar. We're going to make our variable input HTML class. That is going to be equal to a string. So we'll do focus ring indigo 500 focus border. I spelled focus wrong again. Focus border indigo dash 500 flex dash 1 block w dash full. Gonna have rounded none. And we're actually going to hold off right here because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to style itself. But in my original code, I have these classes, so I'm kind of confusing myself right now. So let's just leave this off. Sorry about that. We'll see what it looks like in a sec, then we'll finish styling. And then we need to use the simple fields for, and then we pass in our child model. I'm really sorry about that. I just realized that we used the gem to style it, and I'm styling it for you. So that makes no sense. So we're going to do percent equals simp f dot simple fields for, and we pass in the key, which will be lifts. And we're going to do L for lift, and then we're going to pass in another end. So simple fields for. All right, so this is the first helper. A wrapper used to use symbol form inside of a default Rails form. So it's a lot like the fields for Rails helper, which I actually never use, but it's for accepting nested attributes basically. So we need to add a div container and a field set for some JavaScript that will make the form dynamic. So we're going to do div id equals field set container, and then we are going to have a field set with an ID equal to 0. I'll explain why we do that in just one sec. We need to do class text dash indigo 500. And actually this end needs to be in here. And then we can start building the form for our lift. So percent equals L dot input. It's going to be the name is the attribute. And then we have percent equal L dot input. Number of sets. We have percent equal L dot input reps. And before we get to doing our JavaScript, let me start the dev server real quick. Close this, and we're gonna actually do our submit button. So percent equals f dot button submit. let us go to our nav. We're going to do percent equals link to add daily workout. So this is eventually only going to be, this page should only be available to admins. So I'll show you how to do that in a later video. New daily workout path, and then we're going to do class, nav item class. So we're in our nav.html.erb. Come over, localhost, correct. Add daily workout. And this is, yes, so I didn't need to style it. I knew that. I don't know why I have it styled in my old code. So I can actually just delete this. Okay, so we got our focus, we got our sets, we got our reps, we got the name of our lift, our sets, our reps. So we're going to add another button, and this other button is going to generate a new form for our lift. So we're dynamically generating forms with JavaScript, and wow, my computer drained 30% of its battery. So let us hurry up before my computer dies or I run out of memory storage. So after this end right here, we're going to do br, add a break tag. So this is just a quick way of adding some space. I don't know if you know that or not. And we're going to do a button. We're going to give it an ID of add workout. We're going to do on click. Oh, I just realized why I styled these. I probably found the simple form Tailwind gem in the actual production of this website after I built this controller. Okay. And then we're going to add the add workout function. So this actually shouldn't be capitalized. It should be like that. So this is going to be a JavaScript function. And we need to add a class to this. This should be BG. What do we want to do this? Indigo 500. BG. Hover. BG Indigo 700. Text dash white. Font dash bold. UI dash 2. X dash 4. Rounded dash full. And there's going to have a caption of add lift. So we go like that. And option L. So on RubyMine, command option L cleans up the code for you. It's really nice. So we have our add lift right here. So when we click this, we'll have some magic happen. But first, we need to actually do some JavaScript. I'm not the best JavaScript guy. I want to get better though. So once I have some money, I'm going to take some JavaScript classes from Mr. Michael Hartle. Hopefully I'll pass on some knowledge to you. So I need to do const add workout. The race is on. My computer's at 42%. So this is an anonymous function right here. This syntax. Const last ID equals document dot query selector. I'm just going to write this and then I will explain the code in a second. Field set container dot last element child dot ID semicolon, and to debug we could do this console dot log last ID just to make sure our program is working. By no means is that required, but I did it in development. New ID equals parse and last, and then 10. What this 10 means is that it's base 10, and we're just going to add 1 console.log new ID. I'm surprised I haven't run out of memory, thank God. We're going to do const new field set equals document dot query selector, do quotes, ID equals 0. Oh, hold on. It's not quite like that. I'm sorry. So you need to do bracket, ID equals double quote 0. Done with the bracket. Dot outer, HTML. Dot replace. Nope. Replace. You need to do this slash / 0 / G. So I have no idea what this does. New ID. We're not going to log this one. And we're going to do document query selector field set container insert adjacent HTML. Boom. And we're going to pass the before end string and then new field set. All right, quickly what this does. So we see we have our add workout function. So every time this button is clicked, this add workout function is going to be executed. This is just the JavaScript syntax for naming a function. So what does this do? So we're going to get the last ID of our latest lift form. We do that with this line of code right here. Then we want to see, okay, what's the last ID? We're going to create a new one. So the first one will be 1, the second one will be 2. So if we're creating a new one, it will have a new ID of 2. And then what we want to do is we want to select the new field set, and then we want to replace it with a completely new form. We do that with the query selector helper. Boom, boom, boom. And we use these functions. So I don't know what all these functions do. I wish I had the original article where I learned this, but I kind of just played around and tweaked with it till I got it to work. Refresh this. Boom. Boom. Dynamic forms with Rails and Tailwind. All right, we can do explosive, power, and then our first lift is going to be deadlifts. Sets, I like to do usually like a 4x3. We're going to do some box jumps. Sets, 3x5. Or then we're going to do some power cleans. We're going to do sets, 4x4. If we create this, new daily workout was created, and we see in our run, see in our console, we just created a daily workout. How cool is this? So in the next video, we're going to go over displaying these daily workouts on the actual Thoughts and Fitness website, which these daily workouts are only available to premium subscribers. But the good news is that you can become a premium subscriber for only $7 a month. So we'll go over that in the next video, showing this on the homepage. But for now, check out my Medium, check out my other YouTube videos, and check out the Corey's Corner podcast. Thank you for watching, and I really hope you learned something. Have a good one.